Moving on to chapter appeals and revisions under GST, the appellate provisions under GST can be summarized in this diagram. The authority who passes the order is called adjudicating authority, and if the company is aggrieved by this adjudicating authority order, we will file the first appeal with appellate authority. And if we want to appeal further against appellate authority, we will have to file an appeal in appellate tribunal. And if you have to appeal against appellate tribunal, you will have to file an appeal in high court. And if you have to appeal against high court, then you have to move to Supreme Court, file an appeal in the Supreme Court. And in few cases, the authority is having the power to revise the adjudicating authority order, so that authority is called revisional authority. And when revisional authority is passing the order, the appeal will not lie with first appellate authority. If anybody is aggrieved by the revisional authority order, it has to be filed in the appellate tribunal. On the state benches or area benches, we will directly go to high court, but in case of national benches or regional benches, we will directly go to Supreme Court, because all the place of supply issues are dealt by national benches or regional benches, and any appeal against national bench or regional bench order will be with Supreme Court only. Civil courts will not have any jurisdiction in the appellate provisions of GST except High Court and Supreme Court. So in this chapter appeals and revision, we will discuss about section 107 appeals to appellate authority, section 108 what are the powers of revisional authority, section 109 what is the constitution of appellate tribunal and benches thereof, and section 110 who can become the president and members of appellate tribunal, how many members will be there, and what is their qualification, what are the terms and conditions of appointment and their service, etc. Section 111 what is the procedure for filing an appeal before appellate tribunal, section 112 appeals to appellate tribunal, section 113 orders of appellate tribunal, section 114 financial and administrative powers of president, section 115 interest on refund of amount paid for admission of appeal. So at the time of admission of appeal, you will be paying some pre-deposit, and if you are entitled for refund, then awarded interest on refund also. Section 116 appearance by authorized representative, section 117 appeal to High Court, section 118 appeal to Supreme Court, section 119 sums due to be paid notwithstanding appeal, etc. Section 120 appeal not to be filed in certain cases. What are the cases where appeal is not required to be filed? And section 121 what are the decisions and orders which are non-appealable under CGST Act or GST law. So section 107 appeals to appellate authority, as discussed, if you are aggrieved by adjudicating authority order, you have to appeal within 3 months, and if you don't appeal, then recovery proceedings will start. Similarly, commissioner may also examine the adjudicating authority order, and he can also direct his subordinate to file an appeal. So department will also file an appeal, and the time limit is 6 months. For companies like us, the time limit is 3 months, but for the department it is 6 months. So appellate authority will treat the authorized officer as an appellant, and that application will be treated as an appeal from the department. The 3 months time or 6 months time can be further extended by 1 month on sufficient cause, and appeal has to be always in such form and manner prescribed in the rules, and no appeal can be filed unless the applicant has paid all the admitted taxes, interest, penalty, fine or fee. So whatever you admit, paid 100%, including the taxes, interest, penalty, fine or fee, and whatever you are disputing, out of the disputed amount you have to pay 10% as a pre-deposit, but subject to a maximum of 25 crores. Appellant paid under subsection 6, balance will be deemed to be stayed. So if the appellant is paying the 10% of the disputed amount, then the balance amount 90% will be deemed to be stayed, and appellate authority has to give an opportunity of being heard for the appellant, and if there is a sufficient cause, then appellate authority can adjourn the hearings for maximum 3 times, and he may allow the additional grounds during the hearing if satisfied that the omission of this in the grounds of appeal was not willful. Appellate authority, after inquiry, he can either confirm the adjudicating authority order, or he can modify the adjudicating authority order, or he can cancel or annul the adjudicating authority order, but he shall not refer the case back to adjudicating authority. So there is no option of referring the case back to adjudicating authority in GST law with the first appellate authority, and they have to give an opportunity of being heard. And appellate authority should not pass any order for payment of taxes unless the show cause notice is given against the order and the time limit and mentioned under the section 73 or 74 is not expired. And the order of appellate authority has to be in writing and mention the basis for his determination and the decision and the reasons. Appellate authority has to decide every appeal within 1 year from the date of filing, and for calculation of 1 year, the period of stay will be excluded. The order has to be communicated to the appellant, respondent, and to adjudicating authority, and a copy has to be given to commissioner or commissioner of state or union territory. So the order passed shall be binding subject to revisional authority, appellate tribunal, High Court, and Supreme Court. Section 108 talks about powers of revisional authority. Subject to 121, revisional authority can call for and examine the records of any proceedings, and if any order passed by the subordinate is erroneous and prejudicial to the interest of revenue, if necessary, stay the operation, and he can pass an order enhancing, modifying, or cancelling the first adjudicating authority order. No power to revisional authority if the matter is already under appeal, and there is no power to revisional authority if 6 months is not expired from the date of order, because 6 months is required for the department to go for an appeal. If that time limit is not finished, then he cannot touch the orders. Or more than 3 years are expired from the order. If 3 years have already expired from the date of order, then revisional authority cannot revise the order. So if he has to revise, he has to revise after 6 months and within 3 years from the date of order. If the order is already taken for revision, then revisional authority cannot once again take the same order for revision. And if revisional authority has passed an order already under subsection 1, then he cannot again take that order and pass another order under subsection 1. And provided that revisional authority may pass an order on any point not raised or decided in an appeal. So if something is not decided in the appeal or not raised in the appeal, to that extent he can pass an order, and this order has to be passed not less than 1 year from the order of appeal or less than 3 years from order of adjudicating authority, whichever is later. And whatever order is passed will be binding subject to section 113 tribunal orders, section 117 High Court order, and section 118 Supreme Court order. For computing the period under subsection 2b, 6 months or 3 years, the period between the date of decision of appellate tribunal to the date of decision of High Court shall be excluded. And for computing the same period, the period of stay against the order under subsection 1 shall be excluded. So for computing 6 months or 3 years period as mentioned in subsection 2b of 108, the period of stay will be excluded. Section 109, Constitution of Appellate Tribunal and benches thereof. I will explain the structure of appellate tribunal with the help of this diagram. So what orders can be appealed in appellate tribunal? You can appeal against the first appellate authority order, or you can also appeal against revisional authority order. Revisional authority order will not go to first appellate authority. And disputes are categorized into two types. One is place of supply disputes, and the second is other than place of supply disputes. If it is a place of supply disputes, then it will go to national bench or regional bench. If it is other than place of supply dispute, it will go to state bench or area bench. All place of supply disputes will go to national bench or regional bench, and if national bench or regional bench is passing an order and if you are still aggrieved by that order, you have to directly go to Supreme Court. You cannot go to High Court. If the matter is other than place of supply disputes, then state benches or area benches can handle those matters. And if you are still aggrieved by state benches or area benches, then you have to appeal with High Court. If you are still aggrieved by High Court decision, you can go to Supreme Court. And you can see for national benches or regional benches, there will be a president, and for state benches or area benches, there will be a separate state president. So as we discussed, government on recommendations of council by notification will constitute GST appellate tribunal for hearing appeals against appellate authority or divisional authority order. Powers of appellate tribunal will be exercisable by national benches and regional benches or state benches and area benches. If you talk about national bench, it will be situated at Delhi, and there will be president, one center technical member and one state technical member. Similarly, for regional benches, you will have one judicial member, one center technical member and one state technical member. And national benches or regional benches, so as we discussed, the national benches or regional benches jurisdiction will be place of supply related appellate authority or the divisional authority orders, and state benches will have the powers within the state or union territory, and they can have as many area benches as they require. So it has been provided that one appellate tribunal of a state can also act as an appellate tribunal for any other state or union territory, and state or area benches jurisdiction will be only with respect to other than place of supply issues, and the president or state president distribute the cases among regional benches or area benches as the case may be. And the state or area benches will have judicial member, one center technical member and one state technical member, plus senior most judicial member will be the state president. Absence of one member due to vacancy or otherwise, then president or state president will approve two members to hear the appeal. And it has been provided that if the tax or ITC involved is less than or equal to 5 lakhs, then only single member bench can hear the appeals. If there is a difference in opinion, then opinion of majority will have to be taken and decision has to be passed accordingly. If the members are equally divided, the president or state president can refer the case to one or more other members of national bench or regional benches or state benches or area benches, and opinion of majority including those who first heard this will be considered. So the power to transfer the judicial member or state technical member or the center technical member will be with the government with president, and the powers to transfer any judicial member or state technical member will be only with the state government, and the government with president can transfer the state technical member of national benches or regional members also, but the state government cannot transfer the center technical member of the state or area benches. The moment he is a center technical member, the power to transfer will be only with the government with president. No act or proceeding will be invalid merely on the vacancy or defect in the constitution of the benches. So just because there is a defect in the constitution of benches with respect to members, the act or proceeding will not become invalid merely on account of defect in the constitution or merely on account of vacancy in the constitution of the benches. Section 110 deals with president and members of appellate tribunal, their qualification, appointment and conditions of service. To become the president, you should be a Supreme Court judge or High Court Chief Justice or High Court judge with more than 5 years of experience. And to become judicial member, you should be at least a High Court judge or district judge qualified as a High Court judge, or you should be a member of Indian Legal Service, not less than additional secretary for 3 years. And to become center technical member, you should be an IRS of Group A and should have 15 years more than experience in the Group A. State technical member, you should not be less than additional commissioner of VAT or SCST, or as may be notified with more than 3 years of experience. And to become president or judicial members, national or regional benches, appointment will be made by government in consultation of Chief Justice of India. And vacancy in the office of president, then senior most member will be acting as a president in the national bench. And if the president is unable to discharge his functions, then the senior most member in the national bench will act as a president. Center technical member or state technical member of national benches or regional benches will be appointed by government on the recommendations of selection committee, and the judicial member of state benches or area benches will be appointed by state government in consultation with the Chief Justice of High Court. Center technical member of state benches or area benches can be appointed only by central government, and state technical member of state benches or area benches can be appointed only by state government. No appointment of appellate tribunal members will be invalid due to vacancy or defect in selection committee. Just because there is a defect or vacancy in the selection committee, appointment of appellate tribunal members will not become invalid. So before appointing any member, the center or state government shall satisfy that the person has no financial or other interest likely to affect the function, and the salary allowances as may be prescribed will be given, and they should not vary to disadvantage after appointment. President has to serve for a term of 3 years or 70 years, whichever is earlier, and he is eligible for reappointment unless he is crossing 70 years. Judicial member or state president, the term will be 3 years or 65 years, whichever is earlier, and is eligible for reappointment. Center technical member or state technical member should serve for a term of 5 years or 65 years, whichever is earlier, and they are eligible for reappointment. President or state president or members may resign, and they have to stay till at least 3 months notice period, or till the successor enters, or till the expiry of term, whichever is earlier. The central government, after consulting Chief Justice of India, may remove president, judicial, technical members of national benches, regional benches, and center technical member of state benches or area benches. Similarly, state government, after consulting Chief Justice of High Court, they can remove state president, judicial member, state technical member of state benches or area benches in the following cases: when they are insolvent, convicted for moral turpitude, if they are physically or mentally incapable, if they have any financial or other interests, if they have abused their position, then they can be removed from their office. So without prejudice to subsection 13, president, judicial, technical members of national benches or regional benches, and center technical member of state benches or area benches shall be removed only by the order of central government on proved misbehavior or incapacity after inquiry by Supreme Court judge nominated by Chief Justice of India, and they will give opportunity of being heard. And similarly, if you have to remove judicial or technical members of state or area benches, then they can be removed only by order of state government on proved misbehavior or incapacity after inquiry by High Court judge nominated by Chief Justice of High Court, and after giving opportunity of being heard. Central government, after consulting Chief Justice of India, they may suspend president, judicial, technical members of national benches or regional benches, and they may suspend central technical member of state bench or area benches after reference to judge of Supreme Court under subsection 14. Similarly, state government, after consulting Chief Justice of High Court, they may suspend judicial, technical members of state benches or area benches after reference to judge of High Court under subsection 14. Subject to Article 220 of Constitution, President, State President members on ceasing to hold the office shall not be eligible to appear before respective benches.